I was thinking about the absurdity of what I'm doing. I was like, this is completely absurd. You're on a mission to ride to the other side of the world. If it's just my legs and my head, I have absolutely no doubt that I'm gonna break the record. But then it's 2 months on the road.
Hello and welcome. Today I'm riffing and riding with Sofiane.
Hi.
Most of you probably know him. He's an ultra endurance rider.
I hope so. If you don't know me, I will be disappointed.
An adventure cyclist.
Oh, that I am.
And we're not on a normal ride, we're on a world record ride.
It's not every day that we do that, huh? Well, me, it's pretty much every day since the last 8 days, but...
By the way, will it be your longest ride ever?
Maybe. My longest ride ever was a little bit above 16,000 kilometers, and this one will be as well. So I need to be above 16,288, which was my longest ride.
Wow.
It's possible.
So Sofiane started 9 days ago?
Yeah.
In Portugal, and he will ride all the way to Vladivostok in Russia. Right now you have covered, me not, I have only 100. You are already 2,800 kilometers.
Yeah.
You're way ahead from the old record, which was set by Jonas Deichmann in 2023. I think he had needed 62 or
64
days. And you're well ahead of that. So how's your state of mind right now?
It's good. It's good, man. I have to say that yesterday night and this morning was the first time after 8 days where I was like, okay, I've been averaging 330 kilometers per day, and it's doing some damage, so I don't know if I can keep it up. So I kind of took a breather this morning, slept a little bit more, didn't rush, kind of pressed the reset button, and it's a long ride, and it's something I've never done before, so I'm kind of getting into this routine and inventing it as I go, you know. And so I feel I need to kind of just listen to my body, but also listen to my emotions, because one thing that I realize is that if I do too much and I don't enjoy it, then there's no point, because the point is to enjoy it. So I'm in a good state of mind. Today is a good day. The fact that I had a long sleep yesterday night means that I have good head, good legs, and I'm covering good ground today, so I feel okay.
Good to hear. So what have been the biggest challenges until now?
Well, the first 2 days, actually the first day was the hardest, because it was extremely hot in Portugal. I had a tailwind as well, which made it hotter. And since it was the first day, I was very energetic. I was very eager to go fast, and I overdid it. I didn't really listen to my body. I didn't really take care of the heat enough. I just wanted to push and keep pushing, and hit a good number for the first day, and I ended up suffering from heat exhaustion. So I pretty much had to stop, not even hitting 300k, and had a pretty bad night, as I was if you've never suffered from heat exhaustion, it's fairly unpleasant. You feel really weak, but you can't really sleep. Your temperature stays very high even if you're in a cool place, and you can't really eat. You have stomach problems, you have nausea. It's not a good experience.
Especially not at the beginning.
Especially on day one, for sure. So yeah, this has been the biggest challenge, that day one.
And the moments you enjoyed most?
The moment that I enjoyed the most, it's a tough question, because there are good moments pretty much every day. I really liked Spain, like day 2 Spain, because Spain is really empty. It's like the reason why I do that also is to go to some of these really empty places like Kazakhstan and Mongolia and northern China. But sometimes you don't actually need to go this far, you just go to Spain and there's no one there. But I don't know, there's been loads of really good moments. In the south of France, along the Canal du Midi, in the Alps, climbing the Col de l'Arche to cross the Italian border. Pretty much every country had its highlights.
During riding, what are you thinking about?
Sometimes, like less and less, but at the beginning, yeah, several times a day, I was thinking about the absurdity of what I'm doing. I was like, this is completely absurd. You're on a mission to ride to the other side of the world. That's what you're doing all day. You're just riding. Riding. 14 hours a day, sometimes more. It's absurd. But in a way, it really makes sense too, you know? So, I don't know, there's so many things that go through my mind during an entire day. You can imagine how many thoughts you have in 14 hours. A lot of these thoughts are about food and drinks, about how many kilometers I've ridden, how many I have to ride. I think it's pretty much the same for everyone that loves bikepacking. It's just that you're really happy to know what you're gonna do with your day every day. You're very happy to have something very simple to do. And we live very complex lives of humans that have evolved for millenniums to get to a point where we have so many things, we have so many possessions, we have so many options, we can do so many things that sometimes we're just overwhelmed with just the realm of possibilities that we have each day. And when you get on your bike for a long trip and you just have to ride, then that's what you have to do. You have to ride. You don't have to think about which clothes you're gonna wear, what are you gonna cook, or are you gonna eat outside, or are you gonna call friends, or whatever, you know. It's just like, you're just gonna ride. That's all you're gonna do. But there's also one other thing for me that I thought about during this trip. When you're on a ride like this, it's always good, you know. It's there's no bad days. Every day has its justification, you know. Every day is the day that gets you closer to your to my goal of reaching Vladivostok. If I'm on a beautiful road, I'm happy that it's a beautiful road. It's probably slower because then it's probably hilly, but I'm happy because it's beautiful. If I'm riding the flats and it's a bit boring, I don't care because I'm making speed, I'm covering ground, and I'm happy that I'm getting closer. It's just that whatever you do, it's good. Whatever you do, it just brings you closer to where you're going. Every strike of the pedal is good, you know?
Is it the same with racing, or is there a difference between a world?
No, it's not the same. This is something completely different, you know. Racing is a certain state of mind. It's a different goal. It's about being first. It's about being the best. You can always think about the end, you know. Here I can't. I mean, I cannot start thinking about Russia. That would be stupid. It's 14,000 kilometers away. So I'm not thinking about it. I'm just feeling, it's almost like a feeling, you know, that progress is good. You know, and I like how simple that formula is. And every time I'm making progress, that's good. And we go back to that, you know, the simplicity of bikepacking. It's the same here. There's a place really far away, and I never think about this place, ever. But I think about the fact that going towards there is good.
Why did you decide to set this record?
For me, it's going back to my roots. I became a racer quite late in my life. I was already past 30. But before that, I was just like a bike tourer, you know. And I fell in love with bike touring. And racing is one thing, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I find some things in racing that are extraordinary for sure, that I don't find anywhere else. But what I find here when I'm doing these projects, I can only find it here. Just the sheer length of this ride. There is no race that can compare to how far I'm gonna go. A race is a race, but this, even if it's a record, if it's a journey, it's a travel, it's discovery, you know. And I would understand if people thought that when you spend that much time riding your bike, you don't actually discover much. You don't actually learn much about a country, a culture. I can understand that. In a way, it's true. But you still see the place, you know. You still have interactions with the people, you know. You still get like a little bit of what the country is about. So it's yeah, it's a journey.
Why exactly this record? When did it begin to grow inside you to set the record for crossing Europe and Asia?
Well, this one I wanted to do because it's the places that I'm drawn to, you know. I'm attracted to this record because for me it progresses towards the unknown, you know. You start somewhere very familiar, which is Europe, and then we're in Slovenia right now, so we just crossed the Italia-Slovenia border. So it's still very much charted territory. It's not Slovenia is not very exotic, but you know, it's still like not a Latin culture. I come from France, so I've only crossed Latin cultures so far: Portugal, Spain, France, Italy. They all have that same base. Now we're in a Slavic culture. I'm gonna stay in the Slavic culture before crossing to a Turkic culture, which is a Muslim culture, and then after that, it's Central Asia, man. It's the great unknown. It's places that are empty, like Kazakhstan, like Mongolia. It's like, yeah, pretty much as much as I pedal, and with every strike of the pedal, I just get towards things that are really foreign to me, you know, things that are very exotic in the sense that you don't quite understand them, you know. I like that feeling of not really getting what's happening.
The current record holder is Jonas Deichmann. Did you talk to him before the start?
Not before the start, no. I talked to him a long time ago about the fact that I wanted to do this record. I talked to him about 5 years ago because we were together in Peru after a race. And yeah, he said I should do it. He said he would be happy to see me do it. And then I kind of thought about talking to him about it, but first of all, I was like so busy with planning everything, and then he's become such a big shot now that I don't even know if he cares about it or if he has time.
At least I know he knows about it.
All right, cool. Well, tell him I say hi, and I'm sorry for not. Yeah, Jonas, it's been a long time. I wanted to tell you about this, and I'm sorry I did not. As I said, very chaotic before the start.
Where do you see the differences between you and Jonas? The difference in the approach, but maybe also advantages you have over Jonas, if there are any?
I'm a pure cyclist, you know. Jonas is more of a multi-tool, you know. He cycles, he runs, he swims. He has several passions, you know. Of course, he's an adventurer, but me, I have like this little two wheels in my head, where I'm just obsessed by the bicycle, you know, and I love it so much that even if I do it too much, I keep enjoying it. Like my GPS says, I've already ridden 265 today, so. When you love cycling, you just love it, you know, and you can feel that love at any point during the ride. And then yeah, I guess that's my advantage. I mean, I don't know, maybe Jonas is the same about cycling actually. I know he doesn't like to ride at night. This he told me.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I actually like riding at night because that's when you have the world to yourself, not just the road, the entire world. Everyone's sleeping. It's just you. It's so quiet everywhere, you and the dogs.
I especially like the smells at night.
Yeah.
The whole world is smelling different. So let us talk a little bit about the route. How did you plan it? How long did it take? How much in detail did you go? What were the biggest challenges in planning a route like this?
Well, I had a route in my mind for years, and my route was going through Europe, then Turkey, then Iran, then Pakistan, over the Karakoram Highway, which is the highest paved road in the world, to China, and then across China to Russia. That was my route for like years. And I knew that there was a problem with this route, and the problem is that the road that I told you about, the Karakoram, the Chinese checkpoint, they won't let you cycle to the next town. They will put you on a bus. And I knew that was the problem, you know. But I was confident that maybe there was a way around it. And so I spent quite a bit of time researching a way around it, and talking to a lot of people, both in Pakistan and in China. And then after a while, I had to give up because I realized that it would just not be possible to actually ride the 90K between the border and the next town. So I tried to find an alternative route, and I found one through Afghanistan instead of Pakistan. At first I was quite surprised. I was like, okay, I didn't know that you could first of all get into Afghanistan, and then I didn't know that you could be relatively safe there. But some people, some bike tours told me about it, and then I started following some bike tours on Instagram and on Strava that were riding in Afghanistan, and it seemed safe enough. So I planned a different route where I would exit Iran through Afghanistan and then get to the Palmi highway instead of the Karakoram highway. So it's the second highest paved road in the world. And then a couple weeks before my start date, Israel started bombing Iran. And then I had to give up on the plan of going through Iran. And so it was back to the drawing board, having to completely change my route. I first started to study the possibility of taking a very short route through Poland, then Belarus, and then Russia and Kazakhstan. And then all my research showed that it was impossible to cross the borders between Europe and Belarus with a bicycle. You could only do that with a car. So I gave up on this plan as well, and basically the route that I have now is pretty much the only possible route. Instead, unless you're crazy and you want to try your luck in Iran and you might get arrested by the police because they will think you're a spy, but I'm not willing to take this risk. So it's pretty much the only safe route right now, which is through pretty much the same as I said in the beginning: Europe, Turkey, and then Georgia, just 700 kilometers of Russia, and then Kazakhstan to China, Mongolia, back to China and Russia. There was a lot of route changes, and it all happened the weeks before the departure. So I couldn't really go in depth in my route planning and refine it. So I spent, I didn't spend many hours plotting the perfect route, but I don't think that really matters. There's a route, it's there. I ride. If I don't like it, I can change it on the go. If I'm on a busy road and I'm just tired of the cars, I just look at my GPS, try and find some quieter alternative, smaller road, gravel. If I have to ride on gravel, I'll ride on gravel, and I just have a general direction, which is east, and then I can veer a little bit.
And how one has to imagine you planning a tour? You just go to Komoot and you're clicking through everywhere where you think it's okay, and then you take this route, or?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I do. I planned, the first bit that I planned was Lisbon to Istanbul. Of course, I changed a few things. Then I was really worried about Italy because the drivers are really bad and the road can be very busy. So I asked a friend to plan the Italian bit for me. And then, Turkey, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I already rode the coast of the Black Sea, didn't really like it. So I plotted a route inland, hoping that it's gonna be better. We'll see. And then the big unknown is Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a really, really big country. There's not many roads, not many people that have ridden bikes there. It's really hard to get intel. So I have a route. I don't know that I'm gonna stick to it. I might change it when I'm there, depending on how I find the pavement, the traffic, the gravel. If the gravel is good, why not spend as much time as possible on gravel? If it's bad and the tarmac is okay and not too busy with trucks, then why not stay on tarmac? But Kazakhstan is weird because if you look at the map, all the tarmac roads, they pretty much like zigzag the country. You can't really like go straight to Kazakhstan like we're doing here in Slovenia, or just like sticking to a line that is going west to east. In Kazakhstan, you go like northeast, then southeast and northeast, and that's the paved roads. So even if the gravel roads are in bad shape, sometimes they could be faster, which is why I don't know much about what I'm gonna do there.
So you want to break a record. The most important thing must have been finding a fast route, isn't it?
I don't know. For me, the most important thing is just to do it seriously, not stop too much, not faff around. I know that when I'm focused on what I'm doing and pushing on the pedals and not stopping too much, it's hard to be as fast as me. I'm not saying, I mean, some people can, but not a lot of them can. So I just want to do my thing. To be honest, my route is a couple thousand kilometers longer than Jonas's route. But as I said, it's the only safe route at the moment, and I'll deal with that.
What's the ratio of tarmac gravel on this route?
Oh, it's like 95% tarmac. And then, well, Kazakhstan might be different, but in Europe, it's like, yeah, in Europe, even Turkey, it's gonna be 95% tarmac. As I said, I do a little bit of gravel here and there every day, but I have to cover ground.
Yeah.
I have to cover ground. If I want to cover ground, I need the tarmac.
How did you plan your overnight stays? Will you always rely on hostels, or do you also plan a few nights outdoor? Do you have equipment for this?
I don't have any sleeping bag or mat, or I just have, like, in case of emergency, I have like an emergency blanket, but I don't have conventional camping gear. So far I've managed to find hotels every night. In Europe, I don't think it's much of a problem. I mean, when you ride 300 to 350 kilometers a day, you're gonna find a place. Then, as I said, Kazakhstan, Russia, I don't know. These are places that I've never been to Russia. I've been to Kazakhstan a couple times, but not in the central part of the country, so I don't know what to expect. Sometimes maybe I will have to stop after 200k to find a place to sleep, and then I will leave in the middle of the night and do 400 to find another place where I will get there late. I mean, I don't mind. If that's what I have to do, I'll do it.
What do you think are the biggest challenges coming up to you from now on?
The heat. I think the heat is going to be a big challenge, yeah. It's summer. I mean, so far it's good. I mean, I've had 2 really bad days, and then after that it's been okay. But let's face it, there's another at least 40-45 days on the road in the summer. So at some point it's bound to be really hot. And if it's really hot, like in the desert in Kazakhstan, where there's nothing, no water, it can be a problem for sure.
What about borders?
Borders are okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have any fears or concerns when you're doing a ride like that?
Well, if I'm like on the road and I'm riding, not really. But like, if I think of the record, for me, if it's just my legs and my head, I have absolutely no doubt that I'm gonna break the record. But then it's 2 months on the road. So it's not just me, it's also the bike Anything can happen to the bike. And then there's also cars, pedestrians, everything, you know. Like in Italy yesterday morning, almost got doored. Like a guy came out of nowhere, opened this door. I managed to avoid it last minute, but this could mean like the end of the ride, like right there, you know. When you hit a door at 30 kilometers per hour, I did it once, and it can be pretty bad. So these are. I'm not thinking about these stuff like all day long, but like, yeah, if I think of what can keep me from beating the record, that's what I think about.
What regions or what roads are you looking forward to most?
For me, it's Mongolia. Out of all the countries that I'm going to cross during this record, there's only two where I haven't been: Russia and Mongolia. I don't know much about Russia. I don't really have like a mental picture of the country, so I'm not particularly looking forward to it. I'm just like a little bit curious. I will be in Dagestan, in Chechnya. But Mongolia, I've always wanted to go there. I have this image of these vast steppes with wild horses and yurts, completely empty. It's the least densely populated country in the world. So this is exactly what I love. You know, that feeling of being completely alone in the world.
You're kind of living your dream or riding your dream. A lot of people want to do it, me included, but most of them are stuck in their daily routine. You have some kind of message for those people?
I never had dreams. I only had ambitions. And like, I never dreamed of doing this. It was a plan. I had a plan for doing this. And it's been like that for all my rides, all the stuff that I did in my life. It's been like, I want to do that one day, you know? And then I built the conditions to be able to do that by deciding, for example, not to have kids.
So there won't be
any kids. No, there won't be any kids. It's just gonna be me and my girlfriend till we grow really old and we barely keep talking together, talking to each other, because we're just old and grumpy. No, I don't feel the desire to have kids. Yeah. I don't see how it would fit into my lifestyle, and it's the same for my girlfriend. So, but of course, if you have kids and you want to do that, it's a bit complicated. Yeah, whether your partner will be okay with you living 2 months or not.
But you always find some ways. So I'm today here with you because I told everyone it is hard work to do an interview.
Well, it's the same for me. I told my girlfriend it's my job, you know.
Tell us about your world record bike settings.
It's a bomb track hook titanium. I decided to go with titanium because it's comfortable. It's a bit lighter than steel, and I don't know. For me, like riding across 2 continents, it's associated with a metal bike for some reason. I wouldn't know how to explain it. It's a gravel bike. I'm riding with 38 millimeters. It's a Renaer's Barlow Pass endurance casing, and I set them up tubeless. I would never like go for such a long ride with tubes. It would be crazy.
I'm on tube.
I don't know how you do it. I have no idea. I'm not the kind of guy that can ride tubes. If I ride tubes, I'm gonna flat. I flat all the time when I ride tubes. I don't have the karma for tubes. I don't know how you people do it.
You have a very broad handlebar. You like the flare?
I love it. Yeah, for me it's much more comfortable. Just like to be there. I'm not leaning too much. I have like this wide stance. I can control things when I'm on gravel. Yeah. I love these wide bars. I would say it's an unconventional bike for riding in remote places because it's very high end. It's like GRX 12-speed Di2 carbon wheels. All of this is very latest generation.
Unfriendly.
Exactly. If I have any problem in Kazakhstan, then I'm fucked. But the idea with this build is that I'm not gonna have any problem because all of this equipment is really good and sturdy.
What will come after that? Will there be more records? Will there be more races? Different races? Or probably more adventure cycling again without all the pressure?
I think there's, I think there's gonna be still a few races. I enjoy racing too much to stop. I really enjoy it. I don't think that I'm gonna race as hard as I used to though. Like doing the whole not sleeping thing and pushing like crazy. I think these days are over. But yeah, I think it's just gonna be a mix of races. I can't really think of another record that I want to do, but maybe I can invent some, not necessarily records, but some nice adventures, some nice rides that could be documented and yeah, just try to keep that adventure cycling thing going.
So when you will reach Vladivostok, what will happen there? Will there be someone to welcome you, your girlfriend, or I don't know, maybe someone from the World Record Organization?
No, actually it's just gonna be me and my GoPro, and I'm gonna chat with my GoPro and say, hey, I did it. No, it's not gonna be a big thing. It's not gonna be a big fuss. I don't care really about that kind of stuff anyway, to be honest. There's very few things that are as precious as having a moment just for you, you know? There's people, so you need to smile, you need to chat, you need to just be there. You cannot like stop for 1 or 2 minutes and just think about what you just achieved.
Sofiane, is there anything else you want to say about your ride? Because I'm out of questions.
I want to say that what I do might seem like it's hard, but it's just riding my bike. Sometimes it is a little bit hard, but I chose it. I'm lucky. As I said, I had to avoid some countries because they started being bombed. I'm lucky that I'm not being bombed at this moment. I'm lucky that I live in a place that is safe. And right before the start, I heard about a friend that was involved in an accident while he was riding, and that ended up in a wheelchair. Will never ride a bike anymore. So whenever I'm having a hard time, I just think about my friend, and I'm like, you know what? What are the hard time you're having? Be thankful for it. Be thankful that you're out there suffering on your bike because you're on your fucking bike, man. And not everyone can be. So don't think that I'm a hero. I'm just a guy that likes to ride bikes. and that feels happy that he gets to do it.
Thank you for this
No worries.
great ending. So Sofiane, thanks a lot for allowing me to be a little part of your ride. I wish you all the best. Stay safe and say hello to Vladivostok.
I will.
Thank you and ride safe.